Welcome to another episode of Metal Mastermind. So I was talking to Ken earlier this morning, the co-owner here of Metal Mastermind that we started for you guys, and I hope you love our channel so far. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Anyway, we're talking about guitar tones, specifically plugins, and I was like, Amplitube just came out with their new version, Amplitube 5. So I figured, hey, let's download the trial version of Amplitube 5 and let's see if we can determine, just based on the free version here, if it's worth upgrading to the paid version. And I want you to tell us in the comments if you think it's going to be worth upgrading to the paid version after I go through the features and, of course, letting you hear the tones. Now, keep in mind, this again is the free version, the trial version of Amplitube 5. So we're very limited in what we can use here. And of course, I'm going to do my best to get a metal tone out of this for you guys. Alright, so here is the new interface for Amplitube 5. Now, if you're used to the prior versions, you'll see that this is almost completely different than what the older versions look like. And already, I'm pretty happy with this. It looks like things are just kind of more easily accessible. And I don't know, it just looks a lot cleaner than their older interface, especially when we get to the effects and the cabs, which we're about to get into. So what I'm using here, and this is the amp that I think is going to be best suited for attempting a metal tone. We might have to go for a little more like an 80s metal tone here, but I think we'll get it out of this. We'll see in a second, or here rather. So this is the British Tube Lead. All right, now you've got your basic settings here on the amp. Real quick, I want to show you just another few amps that you get with a free version here. You don't get a whole lot, so don't get excited. But you can see, as I'm scrolling through here, there are a ton of different amps in here, man. We've got here's all your clean amps here. Then we get into more of some crunchy amps here. There's a JM1200, a metal clean, some good stuff like that. You've got some more crunch amps. There's some orange amps I'm seeing, which is cool to see. And then we got our high gain amps I'm scrolling through here as well, which you can see we've got the Brit 8000 here, all right? And that of course could probably get us a metal tone as well. But then you got your British Tube Lead 1, which is what we're going to be using in this video. And again, you'll hear that coming up very, very soon. Scroll on down, you've also got some bass amps here as well. And you can see it's a pretty decent array of amps. All right, so let's hop in front of the amp here, because I always like to kind of assess what I'm going to put in front of the amp first. Now you can see I've already got this set up. I've got a noise gate, which is kind of par for the course when you're recording with a high gain amp or playing through a high gain amp, even an amp sim, because we're trying to make these realistic. And then you've got this overdrive pedal. Now when I click on the effects on the right side of the screen here, you can see all the effects that you have. So you've got several delays, of course only one that you can use for the free version. See these little lock and keys. Hey, lock and key, talking. And then we scroll down, you've got distortion pedals, and there's a distortion that I'm using called the Diode Overdrive here. But you can see you've got that little green one down there that mimics the famous screamer there. All right, so scrolling down, you've got some more dynamics. You've got EQs and filters, fuzz, modulation, which you got a cool stereo chorus pedal there that's available. And I'm actually going to let you hear that in a little bit too. And then you've got pitch shift, which none are available. And then there's some other effects too. I see some acoustic sims and that sort of thing. So as you can see with the paid version, you've got a decent amount of effects here. With the free version that we're using, not so much, but we've got enough to at least get a nice demo out of. All right, so now let's switch over to the cabinets. Now, we've only got two, I'm going to call them Marshall cabinets, because I'm pretty sure that's what these two high gain amps that we have access to are based on. But let me just run through these real quick so you can see how many there are. And I don't even know how many there are, but there are a lot. First of all, though, if you look to the right, you've got a custom IR. Now, this is locked, obviously, but you can actually load custom IRs. And from what I've read, it's pretty easy to do that with the Amplitube 5. So that's a cool feature to have. Not everyone likes the cabinets that come with, with the suite of amps and amp sims like this. I've actually found that the free cab that I'm playing through sounds pretty decent for what it is. So you've got 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, 1x12. Wow. Then you've got 1x15, those are for your bass, and you got 1x18, 2x10, and then we get into like your combo styles, like with the 2x12s, and then you've got, of course, an array of 4x12 cabs here as well. And I'm scrolling kind of quickly through here because there's just so many cabinets. But again, as you can see, I've got a choice between this 412 closed vintage, which we're using now, but I've also got the choice. I've also got the option to use the 4x12 Brit 8000 that of course matches with that Brit 8000 amp. So those are available on the free version. So you do have some options for moving your mic around here. You can see this, you can kind of move it with your mouse, which is really, really cool. I like how that's kind of set up to just easily move around. And you've got two mics here. Now I assume the paid version probably comes with more mic options. Now you can also change out speakers, and again we've got limitations here in the free version, but you can change out different speakers here, which is kind of cool. You've also got the room, which this is kind of cool here. You can choose between the type of room that you're recording in. You've got large studio, you've got hall, mid-size studio, amp closet, small studio, garage, subway. Interesting. That'd be cool. And bathroom. I've never recorded guitar in a bathroom before, but hey, there's a first time for everything. And of course you see that I've got some effects placed after the amp too. This is pretty cool because you can just drag and drop your effects in here. So if I wanted to add a flanger, I could just pull it over, like you see me doing there, and just drop it in. All right, so it's clear to see that Amplitube 5 is pretty advanced from the prior versions, and just overall compared to other amp sims, it's got a clean interface and it's really easy to move things around. I think plugins and amp sims in general are pretty much all at that level. I think Amplitube might have been a little further behind in that aspect, but they've certainly caught up now. All right, now for the moment you've been waiting for. Can we get a decent metal tone just out of the free version of Amplitube 5? I'd like to know in the comments what you think, okay? Is this a decent enough tone? And again, keep in mind, very limited here as far as metal goes, but was it a decent enough tone to make you want to say, you know, if this sounds like that, then maybe the high gain amps sound pretty cool too, or maybe they don't sound cool if you just didn't like the tone you just heard. So I'd love to know your comments, and hey, if you already have Amplitube 5, let us know in the comments what you think about it. Now, don't forget, at Metal Mastermind, we are giving away a free home studio recording guide. There's a link in the description of this YouTube video here. So just click on that, sign up, and you'll get your free home recording studio guide immediately. Guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for supporting Metal Mastermind, and we'll see you on the next video.